So why do problems keep circling back and again and over and over? It's like, God, did I learn this last time? That's what we're talking about today. Hi, my name is Tamala, your empowerment partner, professor, and psychic, and welcome to your empowerment place. So why is it that we learn a lesson, right? We have a terrible relationship. We learn the lessons in that relationship. We marry an alcoholic or drug addict or a sex addict or someone who's mean to us mentally, emotionally, physically, somebody that hurts us. And then we get out of that relationship, and the next person we meet, 2 or 3 months into the relationship, we find out, oh, wait, this is the same guy I was dating before, just in a different body. How did this happen? I didn't want this. I don't want that. I don't want to be in this kind of situation. So you get out of it again. And then the next person you date, 6, 8 months into it, a year into it, 2 years into it, you find out, wait a minute. This is still the same person that I dated before. Everything was good for the first 2 years. And then now they've turned into this old person I didn't want anymore. That old experience I didn't want to have anymore. Why is this happening? And so the thing that you want to consider is when we have these cycles, these patterns that keep showing up for us, same people, different body, right? This could be a boss, it could be a friend, it could be a lover, it could be a spouse, it could be sibling situations, it can be situations of any kind. And they just keep showing up and keep showing up and keep showing up. And we get really super frustrated because we're like, look, I mean it. I don't want to be in a relationship with X, with whatever it is. Let's say an addict who's not doing their work, right? Or I don't want to be in a relationship with somebody who hurts me mentally, emotionally, or physically. Okay. I don't want to do it. I'm not going to tolerate it. I won't have it. That's a no for me. And then you take the steps, you leave the relationship, you make a different decision. And what breaks the cycle of that pattern continuing is when you've actually decided, I'm not going to have that anymore, ever. Right? Because sometimes we look at those patterns of behavior in those situations and go, oh, well, that was just him, or that was just them, or that was just that situation. When in reality, it was a resonance that you were either attracting into your life or keeping into your life. And the way that we attract is based on what's already in our vibrational state, right? So I'm not going to go into the law of attraction. You've heard about that. If you haven't, check out some of my other previous videos on that. But basically, whatever is in our energy field is what we attract to ourselves. And so once we terminate that relationship and we're done, that energy is no longer in our energy fields. But that doesn't mean we still don't have the same patterns of thoughts, emotions, words, and actions that are going to attract those situations back into our experience. So we like to say, oh, well, the universe is just testing you to see if you're done. And there is some truth to that. But it's not like your angels are sitting there going, is she done? Is she done? It's the cycles of attraction, the way human experience works. Everything is in patterns and cycles. They're going to circle around again to see if you're really serious, to see if you really have made a different choice. Okay. It's just because you've made the same choice over and over and over again. So you've got to stop that cycle of choice. Just because you ended the last one doesn't mean you're not going to start a new one. So when that circle of choice comes back around again, are you using all the tools that you learned from the last one to not make that choice again? Meaning, if it was an abusive relationship, did you pay attention to the red flags? Did you learn how to not excuse away behavior? Did you learn how to set really clear, effective boundaries? Did you learn how to keep your energetic resources and your power inside of you instead of giving it away to other people? Did you learn the lessons? Right? The lesson is not just about, I'm not going to let somebody beat on me, even though that is part of the lesson. It's also all the things that led up to that, like giving your power away, not having clear boundaries, not paying attention to the red flags, excusing away behavior. All those things too are included in that process. And so when that next person cycles around, now you have the opportunity to pay attention, set really clear boundaries from the beginning, pay attention to any red flags, pay attention to the friends, the family interactions, gaslighting, love bombing, codependency, stalking, all the things, right? You're paying attention. And if any one of those things comes up, you go, wait a minute, that's gaslighting. I see that's a pattern that he has in his life with his friends, family, coworkers, other people. I don't want to be with a gaslighter, so it's a no for me. Bye. Okay. When you're coming into these new relationships, you're not going heart wide open. People got to earn that. Okay. You don't just go heart wide open into the world and go, oh, where's my person? Where's my person? Mm-mm. You got to go in with your boundaries, your clarity, your perceptions. You're not going to wear your blinders. You're not going to buy into the illusions and delusions. You're going to see what's there. You're going to acknowledge the truth. And you're going to say, no, I don't want that in my life if you don't want it, and then move on. You're not going to hang around and give them another chance and another chance. No. If they're a gaslighter, they're a gaslighter is what they do. And it is not your job to heal that for them. It is not your job to fix that for them. They need a therapist. If you want to help, give them the telephone number of a good therapist and then walk away. Okay? It is not your job to fix people in relationship with them. And so the reason that these things keep coming back into our life is because we're not actually done with it. We're not actually making a different choice. If that is still in our energy field, because we're still going, oh, well, I'm going to give them another chance and another chance and another chance. And, oh, they didn't really mean it. And I'm going to ignore the red flags. Remember, the universe just says yes. It just says yes, as you will. Meaning, whatever you want, babe. The universe is not going to keep anything from you. They're not going to keep people from mistreating you. That's your job. And the way you do that is through saying no. Stopping participating in unacceptable energy exchanges, unacceptable situations. Get yourself free. Learn your lessons. Stop making those same choices. Stop accommodating people. And start doing what's good for you. And what's good for you is not giving your power away, not making excuses for people, but it's saying on the first time, yeah, no, that's not for me. It's not going to work for me. And they can say, oh, but doesn't matter. You showed up in this way that is not acceptable for me and is never going to be acceptable for me. So you go heal that. And when that's all healed in a couple of years, because it's not going to take a minute, it's going to take work and a while. In a couple of years, when that's all healed, if I'm still available, circle back around and we can have a chat. But I am not your healer. Go get that done. Take care of your business. So if more people, especially women, could embody all of that into how they do relationships with people, whether it's friends, family, coworkers, love interest, whomever, people on the street, if we as a segment of humanity, females, could embody that in a real, integrous way, that you get one chance and that's it, and move on, because there's 3.5 other billion people, 3.5 billion other people of your gender on the planet, approximately, that might appreciate the opportunity to be in my life, that might appreciate and have the ability to show up in a way that's going to be full of integrity and honor and respect, that's going to do what they say they're going to do, that's going to have fun with me, that's going to be joyful with me, and that is going to enrich my life in good and lovely ways. So move along, because it's not you. If we could embody that, the entire planet would change drastically and quickly. Because the reason a lot of the nonsense is happening on the planet right now is because people are allowed to get away with things. They're allowed to be abusers. They're allowed to take advantage of people. They're allowed to lie and gaslight. And once we stop allowing that, it will go away, because it's not allowed. It won't exist anymore because it's not allowed. And so if you're wondering why these patterns are showing up for you again and again and again, you need to sit down and have really clear conversation with yourself about what you're allowing, what you're ignoring, what you're tolerating, what you're accepting, what you're not demanding change around. And then start focusing on that, because that is how you're going to change the situation. You have to demand change around it. Or you can say, look, I've given you 75 chances. You still haven't fixed it, so I'm out. Bye. And then move on. Now, does that mean you're not going to be heartbroken? No, you're probably going to be heartbroken. You'll be devastated. And you'll have to go to your own therapist and do your own work around how you're feeling, what you're processing, what you need to work on, so you don't ignore all that stuff in the future. And that's what we all got to do. We all got to do that work, not just the females. Men got to do it equally, or if not more, than women. But it's got to be done. And if women do it first, it will force men to change. Because if nobody is going to accept them doing the nonsense, then they will change because they won't have a choice. But as long as there are people that are going to accept the nonsense, those are the people that are going to have those karmic consequences. Those are the people that are going to continue to be abused and mistreated and lied to and so forth. And that's their choice. Don't be that anymore. You don't deserve that. You don't need that. You're not learning anything new from someone who's lied to you 108 times, from somebody who has mentally or physically or emotionally abused you 38 times or 1,000 times. You're not learning anything new other than this is not the place for you, and you got to figure out how to get out. And listen, I'm speaking from experience. I was in a relationship with my ex-husband where I literally thought I was going to die at any moment for years. So I'm not talking out of my behind here. This is actual lived experience. You can do it. There are lots of professionals you can reach out to. If you want any spiritual help, that's what I'm here for. If you need somebody to kick you in the butt, that's what I'm here for. You can always get a one-on-one session with me through my website and do the work. If you don't want those patterns anymore, you have to stop the patterns. When they circle back around, say no, it's not for me. Not for me. Thank you. No. Next. And move along. So I hope this has been helpful for you. If it has, give this video a thumbs up. Share it with anybody that you think could benefit. Please subscribe to the page and also leave a comment below and let me know any other topics that you'd like for me to talk about, and tell me what you thought of this one. I'll see you next time.